That work? Okay. Thank you all for coming to this Fair Search press conference. I think you can imagine how delighted we are by the Commission's decision today. Fair Search, just to introduce it, is a group of companies that promote online competition, but has been a key voice in the complaints against Google, and notably in the so-called search case. Today, I'm delighted to have two speakers. Siobhan Raff, co-founder and CEO of Foundum. Foundum was one of the first company to file a complaint against Google in 2009. And Thomas Vigne, legal counsel and spokesman for Fair Search, and also global chair of antitrust for Clifford Chance. Each of them will, make a 5-minute statement. Thomas will, provide an overview of the case, the principles, and Siobhan, who has direct experience in the online and comparison shopping sector, will provide specifics of her case. Afterwards, we're going to open this press conference to questions from the floor, but also online. People who are listening or hopefully by now watching can send questions to press@fairsearch.org, and we will ask the questions for you. I'd also like to say that Thomas is very willing. I think you all may be aware that Kent Walker has published a blog on Google's position today, and Thomas is very willing to reply point by point on it if that interests you. So first, over to Thomas.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Well, here we are. Finally, a decision condemning Google for manipulating its search results and devastating competition. Finally, Google is being ordered to cease favoring its own services and to provide equal treatment to its competitors. This is the search decision Fair Search has been waiting for. The remedy imposed by the European Commission is the one we asked for long ago. It's a principles-based one that can be easily implemented. It establishes certain key principles, in particular equal treatment for both Google's own services and those of its competitors. It's thereby flexible, and we believe it will stand the test of time. Google remains entirely free to innovate, and we certainly hope it will, but it will no longer be allowed to abuse its search monopoly to favor its adjacent services. So who wins? Competitors will now have the chance to compete on the merits, but most importantly, consumers will receive unbiased, unmanipulated comparison shopping results. If they search for a product for sale, they'll receive the most relevant results and not automatically those that line Google's pockets. Google search results are not now, previous to this decision, designed to deliver the most relevant results or the best prices to consumers, but instead to make the most money for Google. Therefore, consumers have faced a reduced choice of goods and services and ultimately paid higher prices than they would have done had Google provided objective results and not those that make it rich. So this decision means that consumers will receive comparison shopping results that offer genuinely the best purchasing options. So what happens now? As the Commissioner said herself earlier this morning, Google will now have to propose how to implement this equal treatment principle. This is the normal way the Commission proceeds in such decisions. There was a lot of hot air about how much detail the Commission might provide in its remedies. A lot of discussion about that. Rather a waste of breath. It's rather normal, it's completely normal for the Commission simply to establish certain principles, throw the ball into the court of the defendant, and require it to propose the specific means by which it will implement the orders. We hope Google will play no games with this. It's not difficult to implement this remedy in a way that, as I said before, enables Google to continue to innovate. There have been some rumors about the possibility of Google returning to the 10 blue links that were provided some years back. Siobhan can explain why that is absolutely not required by this decision. It is perfectly feasible for Google to provide the same sorts of results it provides today in terms of the format and the pictures and all of that stuff, but to provide those sorts of results giving equal treatment to all of the comparison shopping services so that their results are provided in the same way. What about the other cases, travel, local, and the like? It appears that today's decision sets a powerful precedent that the Commission can use immediately to restore competition on the merits to other specialized online search services such as those, travel, local, and the like. First, this decision establishes dominance on the part of Google in general search. That, of course, is the fundamental building block for any decision under Article 102 of the EC Treaty. We have not yet seen the actual decision. We've heard the Commissioner, we've seen the statements issued by the Commission. It appears, however, that the principles that will be established with respect to how liability is found, in other words, what sort of conduct by Google will infringe the law, those principles seem to be pretty well established in this decision, and so the Commission will have not only a binding finding of dominance on the part of Google with respect to general search, but also rules of the road with respect to its conduct related to adjacent markets, adjacent vertical search markets. So we expect, as the Commissioner already indicated, it will do, and it really has to do, that it will proceed rapidly to further investigate those cases and apply the principles to those cases. Let me move on very briefly to one of the two other remaining investigations that are open, the Android investigation. Fair Search filed a complaint in 2013, pursuant to which the Commission launched its Android investigation as to whether Google is abusing its dominant position with respect to mobile operating systems.